Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa on a Monday, and the producer, Toby Ulushola, is a pain. I don't want to finish a pain where it's a pain. But welcome on the show, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa, and Mukail and I happen to be partners on the show. Yesterday, we were not particularly partners. Yes, it was Chelsea against Manchester United. And I think they got a very undeserving penalty.
Chelsea?
But we'll talk about, yes.
Okay.
No, really. But we'll talk about that later on the show. Now, Ike Diogo powered the Tigers to a 95-69 win over Uganda to close the first window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 African qualifiers at the Pavilhão Maritis Acacias Rubras in Angola on Sunday. Now, Nigeria needed a win to top the group, were ruthless from the tip top, taking the first quarter 25-18. The team returned for the second quarter with the same intensity as they recorded a 28-19 lead in the second quarter to head into the halftime break with a 16-point lead. In the other group encounter, Mali beat Cape Verde 64-58 to record their second win of the competition to sit second of the Group A log behind Nigeria, also on 5 points, while Uganda and Cape Verde recorded one win apiece. Now, the Tigers, the Tigress, they always make us proud. Where I find it very hard to understand is the fact that our structure is bad. The way things are run in Nigeria is bad. But this power of Niger, this spirit of Niger, will always make it happen. Despite the wala in the MBBF, there's a split in the group, they say there's no money all the time. These guys still make it happen. They're topping the group right now, the Tigers.
Well, the fact is, you've talked about the Nigerian spirit being a driving force for most of our success in sports all over the world, in various sports specifically. But ultimately, it boils down to talent. When you rank our talent level, the display that these
What
players,
encourages the talent, bro?
Yes, obviously the spirit. But, talent is nothing without the right cultivation, the right molding of that talent into a winner's mentality. But ultimately, it begs the question, are these athletes going into the games with individual aspirations for success, for glory, or do they manage to come together as a team, as a group, on their own without a structure in place to ensure that success? Because if it's the latter, it says a lot about what we can achieve as individuals, because it means that we don't really need the authorities, the administrators in their lofty offices claiming to not have money, mismanaging budgets. We don't really need them to succeed. We're capable of coming together on our own and forming strong bonds that are able to carry us to the promised land. I wish I could see what all that talent, what all that camaraderie could achieve if they actually had the right structure behind them.
Exactly. I think we can actually get there. Football, basketball, table tennis, if everything was right.
If the right structure was in place. Right now, every season, every year, the winner of the Champions League ends up playing Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Now, it wouldn't be beyond the pale to imagine a world where the best in Africa faces the best in Europe consistently. But that's not what we have, because the organizational structure
We've had that in the past,
available.
but most times it always ends up being North African teams.
Yes, but where are those North African teams when it comes down to best rankings in the world? Most times, Nigeria is closer to the top than they are.
True.
So it tells you that without structure in place, we are capable of doing it on our own, without the bureaucrats meddling in the business and affairs of our sports.
Like I said earlier on the show, I don't like Mukail right now too much. I don't. Now, going into the game, Chelsea were top of the league on 29 points after 12 games, while Manchester United were in 8th place on 17 points. Man United opened the scoring in the 50th minute with a shot from Jadon Sancho. Jorginho converted a penalty in the 69th minute as Chelsea leveled the score. The match ended in a 1-1 draw. Manchester United interim coach Michael Carrick was disappointed his side only came away from Stamford Bridge with a 1-1 draw against Chelsea. The Reds took the lead early in the second half. Mukail, obviously a very relieved Michael Carrick there. But we'll come to Tuchel soon. He says he didn't believe he could have ended in a draw. He wanted a win. Jorginho makes his biggest blunder ever in his career.
Well, the game was clearly filled with a lot of mistakes. More mistakes on Chelsea's part than Man United. But at the same time, what you said before about Chelsea being lucky to get the penalty, it's pretty much par for the course given the clumsy nature of Manchester United's defenders. Wan-Bissaka this weekend again got a lot of tongue lashing from analysts. And of course, Maguire wasn't even available, so who knows how badly he might have messed up.
It would have been worse.
It
would have been worse, I can assure you.
It tells you that Manchester United lack that finishing lethal quality. The fact that Mendy on 2 occasions gave the ball away, and on one particular occasion the ball came to Fred, tells you that there's very little quality available to them in the midfield. Fred, one, couldn't bury the ball, and two, couldn't find a person in a better position to score it. There were actually 2 players, Rashford and I believe it was Jadon Sancho, who were in good positions to receive the ball and finish off the match for Manchester United, yet they failed to score a second goal. Ultimately, overall, Chelsea were the better team throughout the game. They dominated possession. Better, yeah. They had more passes, completed more passes, and I would say even created more chances. Unfortunately, Chelsea have this bad habit of going up against tough teams and taking their time to try to build up play. Whereas,
let me buttress your point. Since you're a Chelsea fan, and I feel very cool about this. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel could hardly believe the Blues drew 1-1 against Manchester United after dominating their Premier League contest. The German manager admitted his side were disappointed and is convinced Chelsea were the better team, but has no regrets as to how the Blues played. Tuchel also praised Jorginho for having the courage to take a penalty after a mistake he made earlier in the game, and after a decisive penalty the midfielder recently missed with Italy. Lastly, he weighed it on his booking and on Timo Werner's form and performance against United, saying nobody can expect the German forward to be at his peak right now. Now, Tuchel says that I think it was a risk. Jorginho missed the penalty for his country a few days ago, and then he makes a major blunder that causes a goal against Chelsea, Jadon Sancho, and then you tell him to play a penalty?
Well, the penalty is a very specific type of skill, and Chelsea don't actually have a lot of capable penalty takers. Jorginho is by far the best penalty taker. I would say that.
But you take a risk on him at that point.
The second. Well, you know, the thing about footballers is that you need to take the risk of giving them the chance to do what you know they're best at. Because if you take away the penalty, then he has even less reason to be confident in the game. And the midfield needed to be composed and confident to try to create more opportunities. My biggest problem with the entire setup of the game was Lukaku didn't come on the pitch earlier. At least 15 minutes early. Should have come on around 60th minute.
Lukaku was on the bench. He was good to go. Pulisic
should have come on the bench,
good to go.
For Ziyech a while back, because I felt Ziyech lost too many balls. He got dispossessed. Oftentimes it felt like he was running with the ball and tippy-toeing with it and wasn't in full control of the ball. Hudson-Odoi had a fantastic chance to open up the scoring in the first 10 minutes of the game, and he messed that up. So he still has a long way to go. The truth is, this Chelsea team, without the astute management,
the first 9,
Yeah,
N'Golo Kante,
yeah. But
the regulars.
But overall, the astute management, the coaching of the manager is really the reason why this team is doing so well. Otherwise, there's a lot of problems. Look, Pulisic isn't able to start and play regularly enough because of injuries. Hudson-Odoi isn't a finished product. Ziyech has off and on games. And Kai Havertz is still steadily finding his place in the team. Lukaku is just come back from injury, and there are debates about whether the team is better off without him in the side or with him in it. There's just a lot of talent in the midfield. The defense is ticking along, but the attack is still finding its way. But, because of the management, because of the coaching, they are finding ways to score plenty of goals.
Now, Mukael consistently talks about Lionel Messi one day eventually finding his way. I'm not a big fan of Lionel Messi, though. But he got a goal in the French Le Championnat recently. Now, Paris Saint-Germain captain Marquinhos scored at the end of both halves to give PSG a 3-1 victory at Saint-Etienne. It didn't start well for the visitors, however, after Denis Bouanga gave the hosts the lead after 23 minutes. But right at the end of the first half, Saint-Etienne defender Timothy Kolo-Jesak was sent off for a last-man tackle on Kylian Mbappe. Now, Paris Saint-Germain scored from the corresponding free kick, and with the man advantage, followed it up with 2 goals in the second half. Lionel Messi got 3 assists, but his forward partner Neymar had to be stretched off after his foot landed awkwardly after a sliding tackle. You were talking about this team. The team looks more like a film trick, a photo trick. Too many talent, Angel Di Maria, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi.
They just don't remind you of a team that...
The Galacticos those days.
Yes. Because even though they have perhaps more talent on that pitch than the first iteration of the Galacticos, the desire to play for the team doesn't feel as ingrained in them. Because every single player has a dream to either play for Real Madrid one day or play for Barcelona one day. The dream is alive. PSG is a place where you go to earn a lot of money. There just doesn't seem to be as much passion for me. It doesn't emanate. They score goals, they win, but obviously they're meant to win in their league. If they were playing regularly, and I think we would have seen a greater check on their power if that whole Super League thing had come to pass.
Yeah.
Facing the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Manchester City, and United on a weekly basis would have shown and highlighted just how limited their ability is. You see, the thing about Chelsea, when Chelsea started under Abramovich, started to play well and earn trophies, people still wanted to see homegrown players come through. There was a desire for it to have a natural home identity. No matter how many good stars you had there, it was the likes of Joe Cole who really brought out the best in the fans. The likes of John Terry, the likes of Lampard. These players made the fans feel like this team was still theirs.
Yeah.
With PSG, there's none of that.
Emblid bagged 42 points on his Philadelphia 76ers return, but couldn't prevent a 121 to 120 double overtime defeat to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Cameroonian was unavailable for his team's last 9 games due to COVID-19 protocols, but didn't miss a beat with his first 40-point game of the season. Meanwhile, the instrumental D'Angelo Russell scored 35 for Minnesota and made the crucial steal for Torin Prince Agame's winning bucket. We end this with NBA today. That team reminds me of an African team. Everybody is either Cameroonian, Togolese or something.
They've recruited the France national team.
Plus Sports, Plus TV Africa on a Monday. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us same time tomorrow, same station. Okay, you guys got the penalty well. Okay, cool.
Yes,
Thank you very much, producer Toby Olushola. He's always on our backs. I can assure you. Join us same time tomorrow. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.